I'm Nita Edmondson. Welcome to Northport Presents The View from Here. And with us today we have Tony Gustitis, Commissioner, newly elected City
Hello.
Commissioner Tony Gustitis. And we also have with us Wayne Skelton from the, you are Program Administrator of the Recreation Division for Sarasota County Parks and Recreation, right?
I am. That's
right?
a mouthful, yes.
And today we're talking about youth activities and sports in the Northport area. So you want to talk about, Tony, some of your goals in regards to the younger demographics in Northport?
Well, Northport is definitely a changing city. As you see, the demographics are getting younger and younger all the time. The schools are filling up right now. Toledo Blade has over 800 students. And 6 years ago, the county didn't even think it needed to be built. And already Glen Ellen is almost at capacity. So the youth is definitely growing. We have the largest families as far as the ratio is than anywhere else in the county. So their youth programs and activities is something that has to be attended to.
So it's pretty important for the city of Northport. When you had the city planning goal retreats, was that a factor? Did you discuss that in the retreat?
Yeah, definitely. We have to, as the demographics are changing, the city has to change their priorities also. We had another park that was built just recently on the Blue Ridge Park. And, it's designed to be in segments, so this way it will be growing as the needs change and as funds become available. So it's something that we're addressing on a regular basis.
You wanted to expand the economic base, and how does the new high school play in with that?
Well, the economic base is just going to ease the burden of our taxpayers. Right now it's basically all on residential taxes. With an economic development, the tax dollars go a lot farther. For their service being rendered, for every dollar it brings in, it only needs to be spent 25 cents of our, expenditure for services. So that's going to definitely ease the burden. The city just recently okayed to hire an economic development person. So we're getting into the game, and we're getting into it, first class, and going to make sure people, if they're not happy with Sarasota, instead of going down to Fort Myers and Naples, we're right there in the middle, and hopefully they'll be relocating to Northport.
That sounds great. You also said something about establishing an identity for Northport. Do you want to share some of that with us?
Well, Northport, we've long been known as a commuting town, and basically a more retiree town. And as the demographics are into the mid and young 40s now, it's changing. So, we're trying to get our identity and by having different programs and having a place that people will stop there and realizing that there's great people there and things to do. And we're going to be promoting that for years to come. And
the city also works hand in hand with the county. So Wayne, you want to talk about some changes or some programs you have for youth in Northport?
Sure. And the Commissioner's absolutely right. Not only departmentally do we offer leisure services for adults, we recognize also that Northport is in fact growing, and that means expanding, and that means that youngers will follow. The new multi-purpose building that's being constructed certainly has that in mind. That will be it's a magnificent structure. It'll wind up serving not only the adult population, but really targeting specific youth, not just the grade schools, but the middle school and the high school kids. We've also tried to, we're going to develop programs in that line, in that neighborhood. Very important. Little wellness center that we've already got 5 or 6 or 7 of the kids that are calling the office about fitness and strength training programs there. So leisure services will be expanded, and we will absolutely positively pay attention to youth.
Great. You talked about the younger demographics. What do you see the high school bringing to the city of Northport?
Well, the high school is going to unite the entire city. They have something that we're going to be able to see, football games, baseball, basketball games. When they built Lemon Bay and Inglewood, when they had the two counties work together, it united that city tremendously. And I see it doing the same thing in Northport. The city's working to try to get their theater to be expanded so we can bring in good shows, because we don't have that down there. We're in need of that tremendously. And even as the Sarasota County right now is speaking of a pilot project for a skateboard facility. Hopefully, because of our need, that we'll be able to try to get that located in Northport as their pilot program. But with the school, that's going to be able to bring other activities that children weren't able to do in being in Venice, for being in another town that was 20-25 miles away, just to make it easier for the parents to participate and have their children be able to participate. So I'm looking very forward to that happening, and it's going to be a welcome blessing for citizens of all ages, and especially our children.
That's great. It's good news for Northport.
It really is.
Wayne, you also have some summer camps for kids in Northport?
We do. Traditionally and annually, we run summer camp for the kids in Sarasota. We've got this year's camp will be at Toledo Blade Elementary School. We are anticipating a good size. There's a lot of there's a lot of offerings in Northport. I found some church entities that are making offerings in camp fashion. The Boys and Girls Club certainly does that. We do our part as well. We've got aquatic programming through the Northport Aquatic Center, and hope to serve suitable numbers this year out of Toledo Blade. I was talking to Jack Culligan today, and Jack, who was the director of the department in the city of Northport before the consolidation, is now a key player with us in our department. We were talking about the multi-purpose building and how soon it might be ready, because we really want to show that thing off. And I think that to take the kids over and utilize the gymnasium during summer camp, and to take them over and use any available field space that might be out there, would be a fun thing. So we're trying to work that out as well.
How about fields? Are there more fields at the multipurpose, and will you all be involved in that?
There's some open field space, and there's 2 athletic fields, specific full-size athletic fields for the purpose of the Pop Warner guys. I'm sure off stage here they want to talk about their program. They're very proud of SAME, and their one is fully lit. So there's 2 large athletic fields. Interestingly enough, through the purposeful efforts of Stan and everybody else involved, there are some renovation projects underway throughout the city where we are departmentally, we're doing our part to change the face of some of the athletic areas in Northport. Our own little Dallas White we're going to do some things for the softball people. We've got some construction plans at LeBray and field space. So yeah, we certainly recognize that need, and that's something that we'll act swiftly upon, because we're in it not only for adults but for kids.
That's good.
There will be some fields coming. The commission just passed it at Glen Ellen Elementary School. There were 2 fields there now that haven't been kept up, and we're going to get those back in working order and add 2 more fields. So we'll be having 4 more fields for facilities to use.
That's great. Well, I think we're all on the right track. I want to thank you both for being with us today. Is there anything you'd like to add real quick?
Well, I'm just glad to see we have a good working relationship together, and the children do have our top priority, because they are our future.
Okay, great. Thanks. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Have you seen Northport lately? Take a minute and take a look.
We really do enjoy nature, and we found it all here, right in our own backyard. Love fishing and boating on the Mayaca. You never know what you might see out there. We toured the whole state of Florida and found that Northport had everything that we wanted.
There's a lot of natural beauty, and there's a lot of wildlife here. I love the open spaces, and I love the quiet.
If you're intrigued by what you just saw, pay us a visit, and you'll see a lot more.
Hi, I'm Nita Edmondson. Welcome back to Northport Presents The View from Here. And today we're featuring community leaders and youth activities in the city of Northport. And now we have with us Patty King. Patty King is the president of the Northport Little League. And we also have with us Kim Lathberry, who is with Miss Northport Softball. So we'll start with Patty. Patty, you want to tell us about Northport Little League and how many kids are involved? And even though you have 2 kids of your own, I know you have a bunch of others.
Currently we have about 347 children enrolled, ages 5 to 15. Little League is a lot more than just bats and balls and fields. We try and teach good sportsmanship. We try to instill self-esteem in the children and teach them to be leaders. Hopefully they'll carry these characteristics in their adult years and become better citizens for it.
That's great. So how many teams do you have?
We have 27 teams in 6 divisions.
Wow. Now when do all these kids play?
Actually, we're ending our season right about now. We actually start playing the last weekend in February, and we continue until school is out, which is June. And from there, our majors, which are 11 and 12-year-olds, go on to play in the County Cup, which is in here in Sarasota at Twin Lakes.
Oh, great.
Which is very exciting. There's about 48 teams that participate, and there's a total of 96 games played.
That's a lot of games.
Yes.
How many times do the kids play a week from February to end of May?
They practice 1 night a week and play 2. The T-ballers, they play every Saturday, only Saturdays. They
Okay.
practice 1 night a week.
And those are the 5-year-olds?
Yes, 5 and 6 years old.
How do the kids get funding who do not have those financial capabilities? Are there resources for those families?
We offer scholarships, which in turn we hope that the parents volunteer to help maintain our facility, which in turn their children get to play. We never turn anybody away for lack of funds. That's
Oh.
not what we're about.
That's really good to hear. How about the signs on the fields, the ball signs? Do you maintain those? How are those done?
What we do is we go around to our local businesses, and the businesses that want to participate, it costs them about $100 a year to put a sign up. Every year, that sign is renewed for $100.
That's
So,
great, because I know I sit there in those games and read all the signs, so it's very beneficial.
Oh, it is. It is.
So if someone wanted to advertise on the sign or be on the team, how would they call you? Or would they call you?
Yes, they could contact me. My number is 423-0461, and we are always looking for sponsors and donations.
Great. That's good. Kim, you have your hands full with Northport, Miss Northport Softball. Is
Miss
that
Northport
correct name?
Fast Pitch Softball.
Fast pitch.
Fast pitch.
That's right. That's different because it's very competitive.
It's very competitive. It's changed a lot over the years. A lot of people bring their girls out and they're under the impression that it's slow pitch or that it's like it was years ago. And we've got girls out there at the 11 and 12-year-old level that throw the ball 55 miles an hour. So it's definitely a quicker game, and it's gotten a lot more competitive over the years.
You were saying you needed some volunteers to help out?
We need umpires. Everybody needs umpires. We just need more people to get involved. We need coaching. We need help with our coaching. It's really hard when we try and limit our rosters to 12 girls per team. But even with 12, it would help if we had some people with a little knowledge of the game that could come out, throw and catch with the girls, spend a little more one-on-one time. It's hard when you've got 2 or 3 coaches working with that group of girls. You know, it would be a lot. I think we would benefit more if we could get some more people out, get more people interested in helping. And
Do you play on the same fields as the Little League?
no, we don't.
Okay.
Fast pitch softball, you play on a fully skinned infield, which means there's no grass at all on the infield. And the only facility available to us now is Dallas White Field. We've been told that the fields at Glen Allen, 2 will be softball fields and 2 will be Little League or baseball fields.
And when will those be?
They
Ready.
said within a year. So
Will that help you?
that will help immensely. This past season, we've had kids practicing on the soccer fields, outside of our field. It's hard because, you know, part of the season you don't have lights at some of these places, so they're practicing outside of our field during other games just to get the practice in. And parents have been real frustrated this year. It has been hard, but Patty has a big group of kids out there. All these fields are being used constantly. There's never a time you go by and the lights aren't on. And we share our field with the men's league and the women's league.
How many do you have in your group?
We have approximately 95 girls.
Okay, what ages are those?
We go from 5 through 16.
Okay, so I can see where, yeah, you need some fields.
Yeah.
What does it cost for players, and do you have the same sort of setup as the Little League? Do you have a resource for people who just can't afford?
Yes, we do, and we do the same. We would like for the parents, it's not a requirement that the parents volunteer, but most of the time they do. And it's $30 for girls T-ball age. We offer girls T-ball, then they play with a softball. And $30 for the 10 and unders, and then it goes up to $40 for the 12 and unders and the 16 and unders. But we've never turned anyone away for lack of funding to play. And we've also had situations where girls come out and don't have a glove. We do the best we can to make sure that they fit in and don't feel left out.
That's good. Who would they call if they wanted to help you and volunteer?
Me.
Me. Do you want to give your number out?
It's 426-8494.
Great. How long have you been associated with the softball?
It started in January of '95, and I started with them in March of '95. And I've been the president for 2 years now.
Have you seen a lot of growth?
I have. We've went from, last spring we had 5 teams, and we played Arcadia. This spring we had 8 teams. We moved up, got more in each division, and we've been playing with Venice, which is a much more competitive level. And our T-ball you go out there and they're like a little army out there. They just keep growing, and there's just tons of them out there. But it's set up for girls. We actually have had some boys come out, and especially at the T-ball age, it's easier for mom to bring both of them to that field, and they don't really care at that age if they're playing with the girls or not.
They don't.
But it's a real good program, and we really, really try and stress teamwork, and it really is important, I think, for girls to get involved in some sort of sport, something to help build up their confidence, their self-esteem. You see kids that go from seeming so uncoordinated at the beginning to all of a sudden they're just great at the end.
That's good. Patty, we got 1 minute left. Do you want to tell us about the growth in the Little League? Has it grown?
Yes, I see a tremendous growth coming, as a matter of fact. Right now, I mean, our population in Northport is about 16,700, and I think by the year 2010, it's projected to be about 58,000. So that's a big...
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a big growth.
Good thing we're getting a high school.
Yes.
Well, thanks for being with us. It's been great to hear the programs, and everyone admires you for the work you do. It takes special people to do that. Thanks
Thank
a
you.
lot.
There's a rumor that small-town America has all but disappeared.
Life is great, Northport.
Northport is the last Mohican. This is the place. This is going to be the last undeveloped region. The city government itself is so pro-growth, and it's just like everything is in the right place at the right time for Northport. They're very open-minded, they're very honest, and they're very fair.
Disappeared? You've just seen evidence to the contrary. We call it Northport.
Hi, I'm Nita Edmondson, and welcome back to Northport Presents The View from Here. And today we're talking about youth activities and programs in the city of Northport, and we have three interesting guests with us today. We have Jeff Smith, and we also have Doug Jobbitt, and Dave Farmer. And we'll start with Doug, because Doug, you are the president of the
Northport Mustangs.
Northport Mustangs, which is also, is it another name?
Well, we're Northport Pop Warner Little
Yes.
Scholars Football.
Okay,
which is better known as the Northport Mustangs. We handle football and cheerleading for kids ages 4.5 through 15.
That's a big segment there.
The kids, we start at 4.5 with flag football, and then at 7 they go into tackle football. So we can have as many flag teams as we can get children, and then for the tackle football we have 5 tackle teams. So the kids are aged out, so kids stay with their own age group and their own size.
So are they doing spring training now?
Oh, no, due to Pop Warner National rules, we can't do anything until August 1st.
Oh,
August 1st our season starts, and you can't get the team together, you can't get kids together. You're not supposed to do anything but fundraisers for Pop Warner before August 1st.
so right now you need some volunteers to help with fundraisers?
We'll take all the volunteers we can get anytime. I mean, our board of directors can be 20 people. I'm going to shoot off the hip and say we have 12. And I mean, I have a great board of directors. Everybody's dedicated, everybody's working hard. We want a full set of teams this year. We want all the kids in Northport to come play football.
Great. Now they can get registered soon, right?
Right. Our next registration is May 29th and May 30th. May 29th from 5 to 9, May 30th from 10 to 2 at the Northport Boys and Girls Club.
Do you have any registrations in June?
Yeah, we have one a month. We'll have one in June, and we will have one in July. Our last registration in July, I think, is July 19th, and then July 25th is Dr. Jeffrey Price and his staff give free physicals to all the children participating in our program.
How would someone would they contact you to be in the Mustangs?
Well, lucky for me, no, they would. Mike Trubert, who is my vice president, he handles most of the phone calls. His phone number is 426-8031. He's on vacation, I can do that. But he handles most of our phone calls, and like I said, he's the vice president of the organization.
Okay, great. Sounds like you're doing a good job.
The only one thing I got to throw in, we're having an NCA cheer clinic. For every cheerleader out there within 100 miles, if you want to come to Northport, it's 3 days in July. You can call the phone number and get a hold of Mike. It's a flat $60 fee. And it's for all the girls. So,
and they can read more about that in the newspaper.
Oh, it'll be in the newspaper. It'll be advertised as many places as we can get it.
Great. Good job. Dave, you are involved you're the program director, is that right,
Yes.
for the Boys and Girls Club
Yes.
in Northport? Can you tell us why that program has been so successful?
Well, I'd like to give ourselves a little pat on the back. It is a very good program. It is one of the only facilities in Northport where we can have the kids come in. However, that is changing. Our summer program, we are filled up. We have about 250 registered children ranging in the ages 6 through 18. In each age group, there's about 20 kids on the waiting list in each age group, and registration filled up the first day with those 250 kids. So there's a high demand, and we're trying to extend our facility and be able to facilitate more kids.
That's great. Will you be moving, you think? Or?
No, we're looking to add hopefully a gymnasium, an education center, a covered pavilion, and some other things, and that way we can increase our numbers.
That's great. We're proud of you, and it was long time needed. Jeff Smith. Jeff's the president of the Northport Youth Soccer, and you also have a pretty successful program. You want to tell us about it?
Yes, Northport Soccer has been around for about 12 years. We offer both recreational soccer and competitive soccer. We start with kids from age 4 and go up through age 18 if we have the kids at that age level who want to play. We have generally 2 seasons a year. We have a fall season, which is a a standard soccer season where we get the most of our players, close to 400, and we have 30 teams, and it's recreational soccer at its best. We have a lot of need for coaches and volunteers, but we also have a competitive division where kids at the level where they travel around, they're the best players in our organization, will travel and play teams from outside our area, Bradenton, all the way down to Fort Myers. So each year we just keep growing and growing as the city and the community grows. It's a fairly inexpensive sport to get started in for the kids. It's a $30 registration fee for the kids that are under 8, $35 for under 10, $40 for those that are 12 and under. So we try to make it affordable and get as many kids as we can involved.
You need help too, right?
Just like every organization who's going through these tremendous growth spurts, the same 15, 20 people can't do the job as the numbers increase from 100 to 200 to 400 participants. Those same 15 people are stretched to the limit, so anybody who wish or knows anything about soccer like to come out and give us a call, we'd be glad to put them on board.
And when would they, if they wanted to come watch a game, how would they?
Our fall season starts in September. We have registrations right after school starts, and that's where we get the bulk of our coaches and volunteers at our registrations. We play every Saturday morning out at Butler Park from September through December, and then we have an abbreviated season that starts in March and runs through May, and that's what we call a 6-on-6 type soccer program. And it's just for those kids who don't want to play Little League Baseball or who want to keep in touch with the soccer ball. We let them come out in the spring. And we have a good turnout each year at that.
That's pretty good. Didn't you have a couple of successful kids out of your program with scholarships?
We sure did. Last year, one of our players, Chris Hastings, received a full scholarship to Wingate College in North Carolina. The year before, we had a young lady, Miss Jessica Dennis, who received a scholarship from a college on the east coast of Florida. I'm not real sure of the name of the college. So those are successes that our program has brought to the forefront, and as many kids who come out and enjoy soccer and want to make it a sport for them, for their life, we at least give them that opportunity, and if they hone their skills, then someday, maybe a college scout will see them and say, hey, come and get a scholarship.
Great. This is good. Thanks to you guys for keeping our kids healthy and active, and thanks Doug and Dave and Jeff for being with us today, and keep up the good work. And thanks for being with us, and we'll see you next week.